Welcome back to Switch to Linux. So today we're going to just have a real quick look at a program. It is inside of the LibreOffice suite, and I actually wasn't even planning on doing a video today, but may as well, right? So I'm working through getting a few different projects done for some clients here, and every now and again somebody sends me a document in a publisher file, and it kind of at times baffles me. It's I've never actually had publisher. I don't know. I have Office 95 on an OEM disk somewhere. That might have publisher if it existed at the time. But outside of that, I never had publisher. And every now and again, I'd have a client send me a publisher file, and then I'd be like, "Can you send that to me in something else?" And so I got a publisher file in my email today. Of course, I'm doing the work for that particular client on my Windows computer. And so I'm like, I get a publisher file, and it's kind of late on a Saturday. So I'm thinking, I wonder. So I turn the little desk around to the Linux computer and boot up the email over there and get the thing in there. And let's see if I can open up a publisher file, anything on Linux. Well, wouldn't you know it, that LibreOffice itself can open publisher files. Now, I looked around and it cannot seem to save publisher files, but that's quite okay. I don't really need to save things in a publisher format, but I can open them. Now, for the privacy of the client, I'm actually not going to open up that particular file, but I did test it out and it works beautifully. But what I did want to show you is the program that can open it up is the one that I've commented on. I've seen it many times. I've never opened it. Didn't even know exactly what it did. But I'm going to walk you through it today. And this is the LibreOffice Draw program. So this is a open source essentially an open source version of Publisher, so you can create your own documents. Now, I've traditionally done all the flyers that I have for my business that I have built out. I actually have done on Illustrator because I've had Illustrator professionally on my computer for about 5 years. 6 years. Wow, we're going on 7 years. I bought that in 2010. CS4 is the version of Photoshop that I have. And so I do all those things on Illustrator at this point in time. But as I move everything over to Linux, there are possibilities of using these different open source programs that, as mine get out of date and become unusable, then these other open source programs are available. Now, of course, the open source version that you would consider like Illustrator is actually called Inkscape. So if I go up under graphics, is it graphics? I think it's graphics. I'm just not sure I have it installed on this computer. Let me just have a look here. Let me transition my desktop over. Oh, hold on a second. There we go. We're going to go ahead and transition the desktop over there so you can see my screen. I'm just going to see if Inkscape exists. Nope, I've not installed Inkscape on this computer. I usually use it on the Ubuntu computer that's right over here where I have Inkscape booted up over there. But what we're going to look at here is under Office, LibreOffice Draw. This is an open source version of Publisher, so if I wanted to build any flyers for my business at this point in time, this is probably the program that I'd want to use. And in full disclosure, I'm not a master of this program. I've looked at it tonight for the first time, but I was actually impressed with how easy it was to use. It kind of reminds me of Paint back in the day when we had study hall and a Mac computer, and like, what do you do for an hour at study hall? Well, clearly not your homework. You sit there on the computer and play with the Paint program. That's what we did. But anyway, I open up the document that my client had sent me. It opens up perfectly so I can see exactly what we need to do. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up, convert it to PDF, and ship it back to the Windows computer. Or maybe I'll just set it on the Ubuntu computer over here so I can refer to it as I'm making the changes for the site. Basically, they said, hey, this is what we would like the content on that webpage to look like. So that's what we're going to do. So with that being said, however, I did open up the Draw program here, and what I wanted to do is show you a little bit about how it works. And so just to play around a little bit, I grabbed a couple of the trips, pictures from the trips around the world, pretty much just all around the country, the things that I have on my desktop backgrounds, and I just kind of started to play around here a little bit, and I was like, okay, let's just grab some pictures. So I have some nice scenic pictures from around. I used to live in the West Coast. I live in the East Coast now, but I still transverse the country at least once a year. And I like going to some of the nature-y places and hiking through the desert areas. And so what we're going to do here is I'm just going to print up a little document here, and then we're going to show you how you can save that as a PDF or send that to a printer. So what I've done here is I just opened up a new document. I did the first part here. I just grabbed a picture of the Garden of the Gods from my archive here, and then just gave it a little brief guy here. Maybe we'll call this the Western Tour or something. So the tool panel over here is quite nice and easy. And like I said, I've not done a whole lot with this. I have no idea what half of these things are going to do, but you can see there's shapes that you can embed into your system. There's some arrows, flowchart items, so you can build flowcharts. There's various stars, cubes. So here you can do like a line. I'm guessing, yep. So if you hold the shift button, just like in Photoshop, you can get that line in one direction, and then I can shift the color of that line to something else. And then I can probably make the size a little bit bigger. Let me just have a look here. Okay, so there's some arrowheads. There's some guys with dots or ends. So it looks like you can put a different item on either end of the line there. So you can see I put two little carrots there. If you want to add like an image, you can come over here, click on the add an image, and then just grab an image here. Let's grab something, see what I grab. Okay, so I grabbed another Grand Canyon picture. And then here you can just grab this, and then you'll see in the panel that is actually being obscured by my picture. Sorry about that. Let me just make some changes here. Okay, there we go. Now you can see what's in the panel there that my picture was obscuring. So here I can just grab my image, and then if I grab by the corner at the bottom, it's going to maintain my dimensions there. So we're going to try and approximately match the image that's above it. And then if I want to put a border around this, I come down here to line, and I can grab the border, and then I'll just grab that same gray border that's around it, and then here's my width. Say there's a 3-pixel border around that image. Maybe I'll fix this one to be a 3-pixel border as well, get some consistency here. And then to add in some text, you come up, and here is the text box. We also have a font work gallery. There's some various effects. I have no idea what the effects are going to do. Okay. So the purpose of this isn't to show you that I'm an expert in the program, but just one more little cool thing in Linux that here is a perfectly available software, or a publisher type software, perfectly available publisher software that is completely open source, and I didn't even know it was here just because I have not had the option of the requirement rather to come on and do anything like this. Had I needed to make more brochures, I would have definitely investigated the matter and found that this does exist. But it's just a very nice, quick desktop editing tool. And the reason I wanted to show you this is that if you are switching over to Linux and somebody does send you a .publisher file, you can just double-click it and open it right up into the LibreOffice Draw program. And then you can save it as any other type of document that you want to use, or you can export it as a PDF. Let's say North Central Arizona. You will find a really big hole in the ground. There we go. All right, so then now once we have our document put together, you can quickly save anything in LibreOffice, in any of the LibreOffice applications, by clicking on the PDF, or I believe you should be able to find it from the File menu. You can hit the Export to PDF. So Export to PDF, it gives you all of the various options that you want to do. We're going to go ahead and hit the export. I will put it right on the desktop, and I will put West because I think everything on that thing is the West. Okay, whoop. And then we're going to minimize everything there. And here is my West PDF. So you'll see that it is a nice PDF file here. If I send this to a printer, it will print out nicely. But there's just a very nice, easy, point-and-click, very intuitive desktop publishing software that is freely available on Linux as an open-source program. So definitely check out LibreOffice. That is the system that I use. In fact, I'm finding anymore when I need to write a document, I'm actually finding myself way more comfortable to turn around and use a Linux computer, even if I have a Windows computer nearby. It's just become second nature to use that, and I really like the format. It's refreshing to go back to a writing system that allowed me to customize the toolbars a whole lot more than the newer versions of Office does. So anyway, this is just a real quick video. I think that's a record short video for me, but a very nice video on just the LibreOffice Draw program. It's an excellent open source, completely free desktop publishing tool in the event you need to build any flyers or anything else for business needs or community needs. There's your nice application, and you didn't have to spend $100 a year or $300 right now from Microsoft to purchase it. So this has been Tom, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.